So when it comes to charging as a consultant and how much you should be really charging your clients is really again based on value. So this is my strategy for kind of pricing a client. I never ever really want to be looking at, how many hours am I going to be spending in solving this problem or anything like that. You really want to start with, how much is this problem worth to solve for the client? How much value are you really going to be providing? Because a lot of consultants make the fatal mistake of going, okay, this is going to take me 2 hours to do, and I think my time is worth $30 an hour or $60 an hour or $100 an hour. And they'll be like, yeah, I'm really good. I'm making $100 an hour. My friends, they're making $30 an hour or $50 an hour. Or my brother-in-law, he's a dentist and he only makes $100 an hour and I'm already making $100 an hour. So I must be doing good. That sounds fair. I'll charge this guy $200 to do this project. And the reason why that is just a flawed model is one, it doesn't factor into any overheads of running a business. It doesn't factor into, how much is it going to cost you to acquire a lead and then to acquire a client? Like, how much money are you going to need to put into advertising to even generate a lead? And then how many leads are you going to need to get in order to actually land a client, right? And that's why you don't want to go down that model. You want to go down to, okay, how big of a problem is this for my client? And then, what do I believe the value of it is to kind of solve that problem? If it's not directly like a business where it's like, okay, this is a $10,000 problem or a $100,000 problem. It might be, you're consulting on wellness and weight loss and these things like stress counseling or anything like that. Then you want to just think about, okay, how big of a problem is this? And how much is kind of the value that I'm going to be providing by solving this? And I'm big on just charging 10% of the value of what you're providing. Do you know what I mean? If it's a $10,000 problem, charge $1,000. If it's a $100,000 problem, charge $10,000. And you really want to factor in to have enough margin in your pricing service to be able to run a business. Because another thing, and it all depends on what your aspirations are, is where are you going, right? What are your goals and what are you shooting for? Is this just like a side hustle where you're just freelancing and you just want to make a couple of $100 extra a month? Then that's fine. Then you don't really need to crazy think about the big picture. But if you're kind of clear on, I want to build something that's just bigger than myself. I would love to have an office and I'd love to hire people to help me to impact more people and help more people. Then you're going to need to be thinking about that, right? In the way that you actually price this, because you're going to need to be able to create a pricing strategy that's going to support a much bigger team than just you, right? Because you might be at square one right now and it might just be you in your bedroom like it was for me. You're going to be shooting for a bigger picture and you're going to need to be thinking about that now. How are you going to charge now to support that end goal of where you want to go? So, I'm really, really big on the value-based pricing, not hourly rates. Project fees can work, but again, the project should be ascertained by how big the problem and the value that you provide, but really kind of that retainer performance, really think about that problem and how big of it is to kind of solve for somebody, and then assign a value to that, and then just charge 10% of what that value is to the client. And that way you'll be really congruent when you're selling your services, because you'll know that what you're charging is just a pittance, because it's actually worth 10 times what you're charging, and that will also result in the client getting a really good deal. And that's really a win-win, and that's what's really going to fuel your business and your life as a consultant.
The Foundr mission is to help you create an ass-kicking business and help you learn straight from the mouths of world-class founders. Get your free printed edition of Foundr magazine featuring Sir Richard Branson. Just cover shipping and handling at foundr.com/Branson.